Hey everybody, I'm Grandmaster Ben Feingold. This is 5 Minutes with Ben, and I'm Ben. I'm going to show you a puzzle that I've shown a lot in my live lectures, but I don't know if I've shown this on the internet. I probably have. I've been showing stuff on the internet for many years, so I forget when I show stuff. This is a famous white to play and win puzzle. And before you understand that white is trying to win and white's winning and all that stuff, you have to realize that this is what's called the wrong rook pawn, because the bishop doesn't control the queening square. The bishop's on a white square and the pawn is on a dark square. If you're rated under 1,000, you might not know that. If you're rated over 1,400, it's probably at least 95% you know that when you have the wrong colored rook pawn, because the bishop doesn't control the promoting square, that this is typically a draw. And of course, when I say it's typically a draw, obviously and frankly, if the black king was like on the A file, then white would queen. So it's a draw when black gets the king over to the corner. So basically what I'm telling you is, whether you know or not, and some of you do, if the black king is on one of these four squares, the game's a draw. White can't win. And if black's king is on h8, you just move your king back and forth. There was actually a game played, I think yesterday, where this happened between, I believe, Hikaru and Magnus, where Hikaru was losing, but then he sacrificed everything and got down to this drawn ending, which Magnus couldn't avoid because Magnus had like 10 seconds on his clock. So Magnus knows it's a draw if black's king is in the corner, but he didn't have enough time to figure out how to avoid that. So anyway, this is a typical drawing method when you're down material in an endgame and the guy has the wrong colored rook pawn. Okay, so this is a puzzle. It's white to move and win. And white has to stop black from getting in here. Now, if black plays king f7, there's no legal way to stop both king g8 and king g7, so it's a draw. The same with king f8. So to protect g8 and g7, there's only one thing we can do. We can't defend g7 with the bishop, because that doesn't make any sense. So you have to play h6. And you can't defend g7 and g8 with just the pawn. So you're going to have to play in some move order h6 and bishop e6. h6 controls g7 and e6 controls g8. Turns out h6 doesn't work because after king f7, the only way to stop black from getting in the corner is to sacrifice your bishop and hope they take it, but they don't take it. They play king g6 and they win your h-pawn. By process of elimination, the only winning move is bishop e6. Now, if black plays king f8, white wins easily. White plays h6. Black has to move the king to the e file because that's forced. And then white queens. So black doesn't play king f8. That's too easy. Black plays king e7. Now, white says, hey, you can take my bishop. That's a good idea. White plays h6. And if black takes the bishop, white promotes. So black plays king f6. And if it was black's turn to move, then king g6 would draw, because it wins the pawn. And if h7, king g7, king h8, with the book draw that we described earlier. So white's only move to stop king g6 is bishop f5. And you can't take the bishop because the pawn promotes. So black plays king to f7. Black wants to play king to g8, and so forth. Again, h7 doesn't win because of king g7. King gets to go to h8. So the only way to protect these three squares, so black isn't going to draw, is to play bishop h7. Now black can approach the corner. Black plays king f6. If it was black's turn to move, king g5 would draw because the pawn's hanging. So we play king f4. That's the only winning move. And now we win easily because we just make the king move out of the corner, and white promotes to a queen, and hopefully you can mate with the queen. So what's the answer to the puzzle? You have to play bishop e6 on move 1. You have to play h6 on move 2. You have to play bishop f5 on move 3. You have to play bishop h7 on move 4. And now the king goes to f4, and white wins. It's pretty simple. If I show you the answer and explain it, then you can understand. But from the starting position, if nobody's helping you, this isn't easy to win. And what you're trying to do, again, is stop black from going in the corner, and we can successfully do that. I hope you like that puzzle. I like showing it. I'm Grandmaster Ben Feingold. This has been 5 Minutes with Ben, although it's probably more like 10 minutes. And I'll see you guys next time. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment. It helps out the channel. Bye, everybody.